1460 AM WMBA, also streaming live around the world at beavercountyradio.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running.
Rush Hour is just getting started on Beaver County Radio. It's time for Driving in the Fast Lane with Frank Sparks. It's the show that talks about what's happening in the news, locally, regionally, and nationally. There will be guests, and Noah Haswell will have the news of the top and bottom of each hour. You're in the Fast Lane. And now, here is the host of the show, Frank Sparks.
Hey, good morning and welcome to Driving in the Fast Lane for a Friday morning. So we're not going to talk any cranking today at all. No politics, no nothing. We're going to have fun all day today. We're going to talk about a couple different things. First off, here in hour number one, we're going to talk EdFest. I know we talked earlier in the week with Dr. Joe Garino and Carol Sprinker from talking about EdFest. It's happening October 13th. So we're going to talk about that here in hour one. And then in hour two, the Larry Bruno Foundation's coming in, and we are going to have, he got his first win last week. Beaver Falls coach Jim Mooney will be in tow with him. So looking forward to hearing from Coach. We talked to him before he started coaching, and he was just named the coach of Beaver Falls, and we're excited to see the progression of the team finally getting their first win last week in the second year of Coach Mooney's coaching. So we'll have that in hour number two. But with that, let's get started. And people are going to start making accusations of me here pretty soon. I started out the week with Dr. Garino from New Brighton. Now we're going to finish the week with one of my longtime friends who also I met at New Brighton when we were coaching, Mandy Cwyner from Rochester School District. And then also we have joining us Michelle McKinley, and she's from the Beaver Valley Intermediate Unit. Ladies, thank you, and good morning for coming in. Thanks for coming in.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
So, yeah, it's been a lot. What do you think, Mandy? You was at the old digs. What do you think about the new digs?
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Beautiful. This is a very nice facility. This is great.
All right, let's start off first. Mandy, why don't you tell us a little bit about the Rochester School District and what your role is at Rochester?
Sure. So I am the assistant to the superintendent at Rochester Area School District. And one thing that's super unique about Rochester is we are a K-12 building. We're all housed under one building for the complex. And so it's a very large building, and it's super unique because you can be in the elementary with kindergartners 1 minute, and about 5 minutes take a walk, and you're in the high school with students. And so it's a really great experience. I've been here, I think this is my 10th year. I started
Already?
out, yes,
Holy
already.
smokes.
I know, isn't it crazy? It seems like yesterday we were coaching softball together at New Brighton.
Yeah, right.
And so as Frank shared, I was a teacher at the New Brighton School District prior to, and so it's just been a great experience working at Rochester. We actually just had our open house last night, our district-wide open house, and it was just a great time to see the community and families together, and it was just an awesome experience. So
My wife Dawn made a comment last night about your open house, something that was really cool nobody ever thought of, food trucks. I was like, oh, that is awesome. Nobody's ever thought of that.
It was great. Our middle school PTA had the wonderful idea.
Okay.
And it was nice. It was, when we were reflecting this morning, I said it was just a sense of community. It was just very nice. We had a lot of events going on. We had our book fair for our elementary PTA, had the book fair. We had some different tables and community events. Our high school YAP team, they had a nice YAP After Dark program prior to. And so it was just a really nice event, but reflecting, we just said it was nice for our community as a whole just to be together and enjoy not only open house, but also each other's company.
Well, and it has to be a sad time yet exciting time for you as Dr. Bravolino is retiring, but you're going to get a familiar face back as, I guess, I don't know if you want to call it part-time, but dual, I guess, from New Brighton and Dr. Garino next year.
Yeah. So Dr. Garino will be a shared superintendent, so shared services. And so even though, Dr. Bovalino, she's just been a wonderful mentor and role model as I transitioned into administration. And we always talk about, oh, this is the last, open house. And it's kind of sad just because she's just such an important part for our district and community, and we'll definitely miss her. But as you had shared, just excited, to work with Dr. Garino again as well, because he's also a great administrator and superintendent.
Now, when you were in New Brighton, he wasn't superintendent yet. He was a teacher, right?
Yes, and when I started a long time ago, I actually started in the middle school for a long-term sub position. He was an 8th grade science teacher. And
that was my daughter, Sierra, as you know. My daughter, Sierra, she was in that class. So his first year in New Brighton, she was one of his students. So, we kind of jab each other back and forth all the time about it because, now that I got another one in the school, it's kind of humorous. So let's move on and let's talk a little bit. Michelle, tell us, everybody, about yourself, about the Beaver Valley Intermediate Unit, and what exactly you do there.
Okay. Yes, my name is Michelle McKinley, as you said, and I'm the Director of Curriculum at the Beaver Valley Intermediate Unit. This is my 7th year there, and we are a very small department. The Intermediate Unit is usually associated with the larger piece of serving New Horizons school students and special education services. But my department specifically, we work with some state work from the Pennsylvania Department of Education and how we can basically be the liaison for what they want schools to be able to do or new initiatives from the state. So we service in that area, and then also really try to kind of finesse what makes sense for our schools in those ways. And then what I am involved in mostly is supporting our leadership throughout all of our schools. And I have some team members that work within STEM work, science work, STEELS work. We have part of the department that helps support school safety and security and social emotional wellness. And then we also have some team members that support school improvement, which is very state connected. But my goal in being in this role, because prior I was in a district for many years and I did some consulting work all up and down the East Coast to help support schools, is really I have a passion for leadership and for our school leaders. And so I work with them in different meetings and different trainings, also work with teachers as well, and just supporting their growth and their development with anything school related. Been very blessed in getting to know so many people like Dr. Garino, like Dr. Cwyner, as well as all of our other superintendents, our other curriculum support people, our principals, and teachers throughout all of our schools. And it's an amazing place to be.
So the Beaver Valley Intermediate Unit, do you actually have programs within the public school districts throughout the county?
Yes, under our special education lens, we do have a lot of programs that go in and support schools within school-based classrooms. We also have a mental health facility that is newer and starting, and that's based out of Rochester area. That's a new building, and we're working on getting that up and running. We'll have a psychiatrist that can help do family-based services and support, as well as direct student support from the schools. And we have a school that's called New Horizon North. We have the main school that's in Beaver. And we are always in the schools supporting in lots of different ways. So whether that's in teachers, with teachers in classrooms, doing teacher trainings, or going in and helping principals do some thinking about goal planning or what they may be working on. So you name it, we try to do it, and really just try to lean into what do our schools need that we can help with, which kind of has led to this whole event we're going to talk about today, really.
What about like at the preschool level?
Yes, so there's early intervention as well that our
I only know that because my daughter was part of it.
Yes, of course, early intervention and preschool. Those are sort of separate departments for me. So thank you for bringing them up because I get focused on, obviously what's in front of me. But early intervention, we have I think 900 some students that are serviced in the county with those services, and just being able to support students in transitioning into kindergarten classrooms and having them be supported for best success. We provide speech and language support, hearing support. So anything you can think of where a child may have a need, typically that's a connection coming out of the intermediate unit under those services.
Well, it does work good. I will say that because My daughter went to St. Francis Cabrini, and that's where she was first introduced to somebody from the intermediate unit because she had a problem with slurring and not saying her words right. And it's been so much corrected that it's absolutely, and it's transitioned into, elementary school where she's at now. And, she still has, what was that? What is that? Is that, she has different ones. That's not OT. What's that one with speech?
PT, OT.
She has both of them, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
My nephew had those same services from the IU
Yeah.
when he was younger as well.
Her
And
speech is so much better.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's amazing
Yeah.
with the services and the specialties. They're very specially trained to be able to help support kiddos in those areas. And it is amazing. The earlier that parents seek out that support, the transition is amazing to what they can be able to do. So
Yeah, and she even had like a physical issue where her one foot turns off to the side. So through the programs at New Brighton, she has been able to get that help, and it's actually made it so she's more mobile and can use that foot better.
Yep. it's
So, and that was all
absolutely
because she was
amazing.
introduced to the Beaver Valley Intermediate Unit when she was in preschool.
Right. Yeah. So we deploy so many different services, and that is actually one of our most valuable and important because it does help support little ones to be able to overcome various challenges for sure.
I think a lot of people aren't actually aware of those services, and now that I think more and more the schools are making parents aware that, hey, we got this program, and we got, in the past, they didn't have those programs. Like when I was growing up going through school, there wasn't that type of thing in school.
It wasn't.
So it's nice that we have those programs.
Yeah, and it continues to grow and expand, and it's hard to keep up with knowing what's happening.
But that's
for
a good
sure.
thing, though, right?
It is.
Because more kids are getting help. Yeah.
Absolutely, because more kids are getting help, more parents are informed, and they have a connection and a resource to support their child.
All right, we're going to take a short break, and if you do have questions, you can call at 724-843-1888 or 724-774-1880. I almost gave out the business number there. But you can call and ask them questions if you want. And then when we come back, we're going to talk about EdFest, and then we are also going to talk about Noah and the news, because he's got that coming up here on Beaver County Radio.
Looking for something that's more than just a job? Then this good news is for you. PA Connected Communities helps people with intellectual disabilities and autism by using fun activities like cooking, pottery, and volunteerism to learn valuable skills. PACC is hiring for full-time and part-time in Beaver, Butler, and surrounding areas. When was the last time you got paid to go bowling, the movies, swimming, or doing a community service project? If you're looking for a great job where you can help others improve their life skills, gain independence, and participate in community activities, all while having fun and get paid nicely too, then visit PACC.org.
In these unprecedented times, staying informed with accurate information is a necessity, especially in an emergency. Believe it or not, the power to stay informed and be aware on important news alerts in your area is right at your fingertips. Beaver County Emergency Services urges you to sign up for instant mobile message alerts today. It's quick and easy, and once you enroll, Amber Alerts, weather emergencies, and many valuable safety, warning, and important news bulletin updates will arrive as text messages in your cell phone. Sign up now by visiting beavercountypa.gov. It's free, and it could be a lifesaver for you or somebody else in trouble. Put your fingertips to work and turn your phone into an instant notification alert device. Beaver County Emergency Services, along with other partner organizations, is pleased to make instant notifications available to you. So sign up today.
Raise a glass at the Beaver Area Chamber of Commerce's annual Wine Fest, Saturday, September 27 on 3rd Street in downtown Beaver. Enjoy an afternoon of exquisite wine tastings, delicious food pairings, and shopping with local stores and vendors. Pre-sale tickets cost $30, which includes wine tastings and a commemorative wine glass. A $75 pre-sale VIP package offers reserved seating, a private tasting from a premier winery, a charcuterie box, and live music. Day of admission is $35. Tickets are limited, so secure yours early. The first 1,000 guests get a complimentary wine bag. For tickets, visit eventbrite.com and search under Beaver Wine Fest.
Lincoln Park Performing Arts Center in Midland opens its 2025-2026 season with the award-winning comedy classic Guys and Dolls, October 3rd through the 12th. Sponsored by Clearview Federal Credit Union. For tickets, visit lincolnparkarts.org.
Tune in to Beaver County Radio after the Friday night football game for the Falcones Moon Township Ford Wrap-Up Show. Beaver County Radio's Mike Azadian and Ryan Garazunas will have the scores, standings, and any news from the games. They will also take your phone calls so you can talk about your favorite team. The Falcones Moon Township Ford Wrap-Up Show is being brought to you by Electric Garage Door Sales, Forward RX, Patriot Home Care, the YMCA, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, All Access Automotive, Drug-Free Aliquippa, the St. Barnabas Health System, the Fry Transportation Group, the Community College of Beaver County, Tri-State Sporting Arms, Vape and Roll With It, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Carver Construction, Falcones Moon Township Ford, and Beaver County Radio 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and beavercountyradio.com.
Weekday mornings were meant to drive in the fast lane. It's Frank Sparks on Beaver County Radio.
No, we'll be in about 5 minutes or so to do news. And meantime, we're visiting this morning with, I'll do it properly this time because I have a hard time with it, Dr. Mandy Cwyner, along with Michelle McKinley. And Mandy is from the Rochester School District, and Michelle is from the Beaver Valley Intermediate Unit. And we've been talking a little bit about some of the programs and different things. So, Mandy, we were talking about the Beaver Valley Intermediate Unit and how they are, basically engulfed in the school districts and helping the school districts. What's some of the support things they do for the Rochester School District?
So just really appreciative of the collaboration. For personally, Michelle leads monthly curriculum council meetings, and it provides an opportunity for our entire county to come together and just really cover a lot of curricular information and collaborate and allow a time to kind of discuss certain things if there's implementation of something that you needed some extra help with. And it's really helpful just because, Michelle, you can share out, hey, before the meeting, can we talk about this topic? Or, I'm kind of struggling with this. And so that's a really great thing that I found to be very beneficial in my position, but not only for curriculum, but also for high school and elementary and middle school principals. And so having that monthly opportunity is great to support, but then also, as Michelle shared earlier, going into the districts to support teachers and administrators, and really and utilizing that time based off of the need for each individual district or principal. And so that's been very beneficial. I know both of our principals appreciate the support and guidance through Michelle's program, but also, we have different, we have some new science standards that are rolling out and the implementation, and just the support from the IU with that has been very beneficial.
I was going to ask, how do you keep up with because it's ever changing and the technology is getting more and more and the programs are getting better. So how do you keep up with that?
Well, the saying, jack of all trades, master of none. No, truly, I think it's a collaborative effort. The one thing I've learned about Beaver County is that because of the size, there is so many partnerships and somebody that knows someone else that can kind of jump in and help connect people. And really, it's a collaborative effort. I mean, it's just an amazing place to be. I
always say it's a small world. See, as you learned today, somebody knows everybody, and it's always in a big circle. And it's always whenever you end up talking to somebody, I'm going to go say, oh, yeah, I know them. I've known them for forever.
Both ways, but I've seen it really for the good and being able to really tap into those connections and just connect people if something fantastic's happening in Rochester, like you mentioned, the food trucks for open houses, and being able to share that idea with a school community that needs to kind of jumpstart that, that connection with their community, and to be able to just connect people, and there's a lot of value in all of those relationships.
So, Mandy, knowing you as long as I have, and knowing how you are, you could easily move on to a larger school district. Why do you choose to stay at Rochester?
We were actually just before talking, I think Beaver County is unique just because of there's a sense of pride if you've lived in Beaver County, if you grew up in Beaver County, if you've worked in Beaver County, and so I think it's kind of the when you're committed to something and you're there's, I don't know, sometimes I think like there's still work to be done, or there's still different things, and so just having that opportunity to learn and grow and really have that community with one district is it's a blessing. And so I just really enjoy my experiences as a teacher at New Brighton, but also as an administrator at Rochester. Similar, I know we joke around, we're 2.2 miles apart,
right.
And so I just I really enjoy my time, and I'm learning a lot, and I really enjoy that sense of community, and so I just I really appreciate the opportunity to work there and enjoy it.
Well, I know more and more the talk around the county is obviously with these smaller school districts, mergers. So I would think at one point in time, and a lot of people feel that this shared superintendent between New Brighton and Rochester is the beginning of New Brighton and Rochester merging, which would make one heck of a school district. But what's your thoughts about all this merger talk that everybody's talking about? These school districts do you think it would help, hurt?
I think sharing is the sharing of services is really beneficial, and this isn't something new. That since I was a teacher at New Brighton School District, we did share services with actually Beaver Falls and Rochester for technology, and so it's looking at those things, and I think having those monthly meetings together and the collaboration time and sharing kind of, hey, we're working on this, but here's our need. I think that really supports the sharing of services. As when I was a principal at Rochester, working together, we would share programs. If we didn't have a certain course, a college and the high school course, we have a lot of college and the high school courses, and New Brighton has a lot of offers AP courses, and so we would kind of call, just being so close, hey, can a couple students come to this course, and similar, and vice versa. So that the sharing idea, it's kind of been in place, and I think that's a really good piece, just because it really helps continue to provide as many opportunities possible for our students, and working together, it also helps eliminate those barriers. Well, okay, hey, here's an example, something that we want to do, but here's our why we can't do that. Somebody might step in and say, well, we can support that. And so it's a really nice thing. I know New Brighton School District always has a college fair at the high school, and they do a really nice job with that. And they invite other school districts to attend just because it's a nice opportunity. So we really appreciate those shared ideas and programs, and kind of welcome those, because if it helps our students and it provides more opportunities for them, we're all for it.
Absolutely. All right, 724-774-1888, 843-1888. If you have any questions, we're going to take a break for Noah with news, and when we come back, we are going to talk about EdFest and get you all updated on that and where everything's at this point in time here on Beaver County Radio on a Friday morning.
If you own a company or a small business, you might have considered advertising on radio. It's smart because radio is still the most far-reaching media outlet today. WBVP and WMBA can get you results. Get more information at beavercountyradio.com.
Put freedom in your future. Freedom United Federal Credit Union in Rochester. Beaver County Radio's news source. 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, and beavercountyradio.com. Here's Noah Haswell.
Good morning. On this Friday, September 26th of 2025, we will have a complete Beaver County radio weather forecast after we take this look at news. A ribbon cutting was held yesterday morning for the grand opening of the new Sheetz convenience store at 2733 Constitution Boulevard in Beaver Falls for Chippewa Township, so this store can sell food, drinks, and other convenience store items. Beaver County Commissioner Jack Manning was present at the event, and when I asked him his opinion about the opening of this new store, he said,
"Well, I think it's awesome with what's happening here. It's beyond standing room only. This is going to be a great asset, great amenity to Beaver County, but particularly the Chippewa along Route 51 here. We get a lot of business and people that come from Ohio and cut through here to be able to stop not only at the Sheetz, the closest Sheetz in the region, but eventually when Starbucks and Chipotle and Dairy Queen are here as well. I go back over 10 years with this project. The Bolin family are the folks that own this property. He's been talking about a way to develop this for a long time. Finally found a set of developers and interest in the Sheetz. I'm proud to be here as a commissioner and see another retail business like this that's going to thrive in Beaver County.
Pennsylvania State Police in Beaver report today that 23-year-old Vaughn Morris of Ambridge was arrested on August 19, 2025 for possessing marijuana in Ambridge Borough that afternoon. Police initiated a traffic stop on the 1000 block of Ohio View Avenue in Ambridge because the vehicle of Morris had an expired registration that expired on June 25, 2025, as well as for an insurance cancellation of Type F. When police found Morris during that traffic stop off of the Ambridge-Aliquippa Bridge, Morris was possessing marijuana. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court has ruled that Pittsburgh's so-called jock tax discriminates against visiting professional athletes and performers. The city has been charging them a 3% tax for income earned at publicly funded stadiums, while charging resident athletes 1% plus a 2% school tax. The city says the net effect is the same, but the High Court disagreed yesterday. The court notes that state lawmakers authorized the tax in the early 2000s to boost city finances, not to help pay for the stadiums. The city had collected about $2.6 million from the tax so far this year. Yesterday, Maxwell House rebranded to Maxwell Apartment to meet the needs of today's consumer and to remind fans the brand is synonymous with great-tasting, affordable coffee. Beginning on National Coffee Day, which is Monday, September 29th, Maxwell House's 12-month lease offer of Maxwell Apartment Coffee is available on Amazon.com while supplies last. 2/3 of American adults drink coffee every day, 3 which can add up quickly, especially these days, said Holly Ramsden, head of coffee North America at the Kraft Heinz Company. And the gunman who opened fire on an Immigration and Customs Enforcement facility in Dallas hated the U.S. government and wanted to incite terror by killing federal agents. That's according to authorities who held a news conference yesterday offering the first hint of a motive in the attack. Citing handwritten notes found at his suburban home, officials said 29-year-old Joshua Jan set out to ambush the agency and then fatally shot himself following the assault. The shooting at daybreak Wednesday targeted the ICE office building, including a van and a gated entryway that held detainees. 1 detainee was killed and 2 others were critically wounded. No ICE personnel was hurt.
Here's the Beaver County forecast.
A fantastic weather weekend is in store for us. Today we'll see partly sunny skies with highs near 76 and overnight lows around 55. Partly sunny again tomorrow. Look for highs in the upper 70s and lows in the mid 50s. And more sunshine and summer-like temperatures in the forecast for Sunday. Expect to see highs of 81 and lows of 56. I'm Lisa Marie with your Beaver County weather.
On this Friday, September 26th of 2025 at 37 minutes after 10, we've got a temperature of 68 degrees currently in Beaver County. That's a look at the news for now. I'm Noah Haswell on 99.3 FM, AM 1230 WBVP, 95.7 FM, and 1460 AM WMBA, also streaming live around the world at beavercountyradio.com.
You're driving in the fast lane with Frank Sparks on 99.3 FM and 1230 WBVP. You can also stream live on beavercountyradio.com.
We're back here on Driving in the Fast Lane. Don't forget to tune in tonight. It is high school football starting at 6:30. Mangino and Mike Azadian on the call. Tank Latham will have the EXP Latham team sideline reports. And we'll also New Brighton, Elwood City. That's where we're going to be tonight at Oak Hill Field. And then tomorrow afternoon, starting at 12 noon, we've got the Rochester Rams as they travel to Summit Academy and take on Summit Academy. So a full weekend of high school football. Don't forget, after tonight's games, tune into the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show. Mike Azadian and Ryan Girazunas will have that for you. And they'll take your calls and your opinions of the games and talk about a lot. And coming up 11 o'clock this morning, the Larry Bruno Foundation is in. Steve Higgins, and we're going to talk with Jim Mooney, Beaver Falls coach, coming off a big win last week. So we'll have that and get a little preview. As Mandy, as you know what next week is, right? Or 2 weeks is, right? Jug game, yeah. So I'm going to have to harass him a little bit, here, so we can keep the jug issue. So, all right, we are visiting this morning with Dr. Mandy Cwyner and Michelle McKinley. Mandy is from the Rochester School District, and Michelle is from the Beaver Valley Intermediate Unit. So, ladies, you guys come in this morning to talk about EdFest. It's a big event that's going on October the 13th. Which one of the two of you wants to start out telling us a little bit about it?
I will go.
All right.
Yes, the EdFest, Beaver County EdFest, is the first event that we've ever held to this capacity. And the whole goal is to bring educators across every single school district in our county. That includes teachers, administrators, and paraprofessionals. And we will also have included in that our CCBC staff and teachers. And we will all be descending on the Beaver County Golden Dome on the October 13th. That is an in-service day traditionally where students are off. And so that is the case for this year. And we will be all together to celebrate educators, and we have many, many partners that are coming together to sponsor this event because they care about teachers, they care about what we do in our schools, and want to support this first ever event. I'm hoping, I think, to continue it in future years. And we want to not only celebrate and bring together educators, but we also want to do a little bit of lifting up, and so we'll have a professional learning event with our speaker, who is a nationally renowned speaker named Jimmy Cassis. And he is going to speak with educators that day regarding just the reframing and resetting of what they do, kind of that idea of what was your why of going into teaching, into educating the children of the world. Through the pandemic and through just even the use of social media, there's a rough go of it sometimes, and just the communication that is endured in those jobs, whether it's as a teacher, a superintendent, a principal, an assistant principal, a paraprofessional. So there's a strong perception that has kind of occurred in a lens of, why am I doing this? Because it's a hard job. It's always been a hard job. And so just trying to reframe and reset that focus around being able to think about the why, reignite the fire, and certainly a lot of people don't need it reignited, but there is, overall just a sense of bringing people together as a community because it's a job of service. And as you know, whether in the human service industry, whether that's in healthcare or in education or, name it, if you're front-facing with people in any capacity, it's been a little bit of a rough road the last couple of years. So just enduring that and being able to really focus on serving. It is a work that is a service of heart, and bringing people back to those core pieces that will just help to fuel and re-energize. That's really the main goal of this event. So we are so very thankful to be able to partner with support with the Right Promise, with Fry Transportation, ABC Transportation, McCarter's Transportation. They are going to be donating buses to be able to have teachers come on site to the Dome that day for the morning. And for CCBC, for being able to provide the Dome, because we are going to max it out. We are looking at around 2,200 people. And we have support, obviously, from Push Beaver County, which has been amazing, and just reaching out across the community and trying to garner support from restaurants to be able to maybe donate some coupons so that teachers can go and have a little bit of lunch before they return to their districts that afternoon. We also have Undivided in Christ, which has been an agency that comes together with various churches and volunteers, and they're putting together some swag bags and some breakfast boxes for the educators that day. We have the Chamber of Commerce that has been supporting this event, as well as the Grable Foundation. So not only in money, but in transportation and in hands-on of just being able to create some things. So as educators descend on the Dome, we look to honor them, support them. We'll have the Blackhawk Band there that will be providing some music. We have a student from Rochester and New Brighton. We're going to kick us off with the Pledge of Allegiance. the Star Spangled Banner. We have student volunteers coming to help to just, again, hype up the event as educators come in and truly have a one-of-a-kind event. Many districts outside of Beaver County do this kind of event for an opening kickoff day, but it's quite costly. Mm-hmm. None of our schools are able to provide that in isolation because of, just of resources. So to be able to pull together, and again, the strength in having the community and having people that want to support this kind of event is spectacular. And to be able to lift up our educators to do this inside this county is an amazing thing. So we're really excited about it. And it's been a lot of planning and a lot of behind the scenes work, but we're hoping it's going to be a very sunny and joyful day. And we'll have, a lot of good hype music when people come in, and maybe Dr. Cwyner will, do a little dance or some singing for us. You never know what's going to happen. It's going to be a fun day.
I think you need to dance and sing.
I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah. So, and we do have to thank the Beaver County Chamber as well, because there is who is underwriting us being there. I'll be doing my show live from there that day. So, thank you to Lance Grable and everybody at the Chamber for that. So, take us through the timeline of events on October 13th and what's going to be happening that day.
Sure. So our goal is for arrival at CCBC for educators to start arriving between 8 and 8:30 a.m. And as we shared earlier, we're very thankful for our transportation support through Fry, McCarters, and ABC Transit.
See the big sign above your head over there?
Fry Transportation. Very fortunate. Rochester School District. We work with Fry Transportation, and so always appreciate everything that DJ does to support. But all three, it's just nice that when planning, that's a big barrier, and they said, hey, we're in, we want to help, and so we're appreciative of that. And so everybody will be arriving between that half hour, which it's great. The band will be there, kind of welcoming everybody, the student groups welcoming educators as they arrive, and there will be a welcome gift as they come in, and there will be a little breakfast and coffee stations to kind of start the morning. Around 8:45, we'll have the presentation of colors for Beaver's JROTC. We'll be there for that. And as Michelle shared earlier, we have a student from New Brighton School District that will be singing the national anthem, and a student from Rochester School District for the Pledge of Allegiance. And then around 9 o'clock a.m., Dr. Garino from New Brighton will provide a welcome to everybody. And also, Dr. Roger Davis from CCBC will also do a welcome around 9:15. And then around 9:30, we kick off with our keynote speaker, Jimmy Cassis. And he'll just deliver a great message that I know Michelle provided earlier, just regarding our why as educators, and really just an inspirational message. We'll end around 11 o'clock, which then allows our educators to have a chance to go out and have some lunch and really, have a chance to enjoy each other's company. Sometimes educators, we know each other from different school districts, and so it allows a time that an opportunity, and really appreciative of the restaurant owners that have provided discounts that they can have, educators can just have lunch together and enjoy the day.
I know there's a heck of a list so far. Being on the board and seeing what's being shared through the WhatsApp of the restaurants, it's amazing that so many restaurants are willing to get behind and jump behind to give discounts or even give away free appetizers or something like that at the restaurants for the teachers.
That's one thing that I'm fortunate to be part of the planning committee, but, we go to these meetings and, we have talk about this, who can support this, and just everybody basically saying, we're in, 100%, let's do it. And that's just been an amazing thing to see at all those, at every meeting, somebody saying, yep, let's do that, or we can take care of that. And so we're very fortunate.
Yeah, we're so thankful that the Beaver will be there, because that will just help, again, be able to kind of get the word out, and hopefully people can share in the excitement of the event that day. And really, I think it's something that the committee would like to continue to do in some capacity year after year to some sort of event that's like this, just because, like I said before, it's not not necessarily possible for any one district to do it, but if we can come together and do something like this, it's very community-based in many, many ways, and it really is unique because no other district in Western Pennsylvania, maybe across the state, is doing something like this to this capacity, and just being able to unite people and have people make those connections together. And so I think it's going to be really exciting. Yeah.
So Michelle, where did the idea come from to have EdFest?
Well, I think it probably stemmed from Dr. Garino and I speaking with Dr. Sprinker, who's of the Right Promise, who is an educator herself and a former administrator, and just kind of thinking about how do we support this kind of initiative in bringing a higher scale national speaker in to provide support, learning, wisdom, knowledge to our educators. How do we bring people together? I think Dr. Garino and I were kind of thinking of like maybe starting at a smaller scale. And, Carol is a dreamer, which I do love because I am a dreamer as well. And so then we, kind of started thinking about it at a bigger scale because we had so many partners that were really able and willing to come in and say, hey, let's go big,
well,
which is a little bit scary.
Right.
Thinking about, I've never planned anything of this capacity.
You'll learn that anything you do with Push Beaver County's big.
I've
learned that being on the board
I
now.
know,
I've learned
with the boom and all of these wonderful.
Go big or go home.
Yes, yes.
So
a lot of moving parts, a lot of things I probably don't even know that are happening that are just going to come that day and bring the hype and bring the sparkle and bring the sunshine.
Yep.
Yeah. That's going to be a sunny day.
Yeah.
We already know that. So we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with more right after this here on Beaver County Mornings. I'm doing my old show on the Driving in the Fast Lane here on Beaver County Radio this morning. We have Art Cornell here from the Beaver Cemetery and Mausoleum. Art, what's new at the cemetery?
We've just completed a new addition to the mausoleum with above-ground burial crypts, indoor and outdoor niches, and family areas. The Beaver Mausoleum advantages include no plot maintenance, the convenience of a heated and air-conditioned building for visitation, and an adjoining private chapel. It's a perfect final resting place for your loved ones.
Thanks, Art. Beaver Cemetery and Mausoleum, serving all of Beaver County since 1865.
Listen to Beaver County Radio every Monday and Friday in the 11 o'clock hour for the Beaver County Humane Society's Pick of the Litter. We'll be highlighting one resident animal from the shelter that needs a loving home. Pick of the Litter is being brought to you each and every Monday and Friday by Tom Sipes Demolition, Nally Elias and Associates, Balcones Moon Township Ford, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, the Alvarez Hahn Funeral Home, J. Young Refuse, McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, and Beaver County Radio. Check out the Pick of the Litter on our website at beavercountyradio.com.
You're listening to Beaver County Radio, your home for local news, information, and music. Brought to you by Fry Transportation. Beaver County Radio and Fry Transportation, helping to make Beaver County a better place to live, work, and play.
It's time to wake up, Beaver Valley, with Pastor David Grove from the Church of the Redeemed of Beaver Valley. Tune in to Beaver County Radio this and every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. It's time to wake up and turn our hearts back to Jesus Christ. So wake up early this Saturday and tune in to Wake Up Beaver Valley from 9 until 10 a.m. right here on Beaver County Radio.
Even though trick-or-treat season is upon us, it's not too early to start thinking about gifts under the tree. It's me again, Cindy Haladio from Friendly Federal Credit Union. After you come down from that sugar high of eating all that Halloween candy, take a look at your holiday shopping budget. If it's as thin as some of those skeletons adorning the yards around here, you better get that pelvis of yours in here and see me. Holiday shopping loans can do the trick for this year, and setting up a Christmas Club savings account now will be a real treat at this time next year. Get it? Trick or treat? Anyhow, make sure that you can be a great Santa Claus without ever having to put on a costume by visiting Friendly Federal Credit Union now to apply for those funds to provide a great holiday based on credit approval. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
looking for something that's more than just a job, then this good news is for you. PA Connected Communities helps people with intellectual disabilities and autism by using fun activities like cooking, pottery, and volunteerism to learn valuable skills. PACC is hiring for full-time and part-time in Beaver, Butler, and surrounding areas. When was the last time you got paid to go bowling, the movies, swimming, or doing a community service project? If you're looking for a great job where you can help others improve their life skills, gain independence, and participate in community activities, all while having fun and get paid nicely too, then visit PACC.org.
Tune in to Beaver County Radio after the Friday night football game for the Falcones Moon Township Ford Wrap-Up Show. Beaver County Radio's Mike Azadian and Ryan Garazunas will have the scores, standings, and any news from the games. They will also take your phone call so you can talk about your favorite team. The Falcones Moon Township Ford Wrap-Up Show is being brought to you by Electric Garage Door Sales, Forward RX, Patriot Home Care, the YMCA, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, All Access Automotive, Drug Free Aliquippa, the St. Barnabas Health System, the Fry Transportation Group, the Community College of Beaver County, Tri-State Sporting Arms, Vape and Roll With It, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Carver Construction, Falcones Moon Township Ford, and Beaver County Radio 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com.
We're back here on Driving in the Fast Lane on Friday morning, visiting this morning, talking about EdFest with Dr. Mandy Cwyner and Michelle McKinley. And coming up after the top of the hour, we'll have the Larry Bruno Foundation. Steve Higgins will be joining us, along with Coach Jim Mooney from Beaver Falls, coming off his first victory last Friday night. But he's got a tough one that's, and even though you're in Rochester, I know what side you're leaning on here, Mandy. He's got a tough one in 2 weeks when he's got to come to Oak Hill Field. I'm looking, it's going to be rough.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. So, all right. Let's we got a few more minutes left. So let's talk a little bit more about EdFest. Is there any sponsors that we've missed that you guys want to mention or anything that's helping put this all together?
Looking, I don't think. I mean, the intermediate unit, I guess, is considered a sponsor just with my involvement in helping to try to keep things moving on this as well. So I don't know if I directly mentioned them, but.
What if someone wants to get on board? How can they, is there someone they can contact to try and get on board and help out with this and maybe throw some money at it or something if they want to?
Probably be Mark Kopsak, who's the president of Push Beaver County. He is leading the charge of getting more sponsors. Of course, we can always use financial sponsorship and being able to continue this idea and provide something at this scale. And so there are different levels of sponsorship that are outlined, and we could certainly connect you with that information if anybody's interested. If you're a restaurant and you want to, sponsor a coupon or sponsor some sort of a donation that way for teachers, then certainly reach out. You can always reach out to me also. At the intermediate unit at michelle.mckinley@bviu.org, and I can connect you with anyone if you're interested. Would be very much appreciated.
Do you guys want to give us a little bit of recap of what's going to be happening on October 13th? Got a couple minutes left.
Sure. So we have an exciting opportunity for all school districts in Beaver County to have educators attend at the CCBC Golden Dome, an event in the morning, and we'll have a keynote speaker, Jimmy Cassis, along with some nice sponsorship welcoming of welcome gift, breakfast, coffee, and then also we'll have some student groups and the Blackhawk School District Band there to welcome the educators as they arrive. And then after, when there's a break for lunch, we really appreciate all the restaurants in Beaver County offering some discounts or coupons for teachers and educators to enjoy a nice lunch before they head back to their home districts.
Sounds like a fun event. So we'll be broadcasting live as well that day, starting at, I think it's 7:30, I think is when we're starting broadcasting.
Yep, the band will be there at 7:15.
Right.
Mandy and I will probably be there at 5 a.m.
Don't look for me at that time. Might be shortly after, but yeah.
Right.
So, but we'll be broadcasting live throughout the morning there as well. It's going to be a great event. EdFest And all these teachers and administrators from Beaver County school districts will all be there that day. So pretty neat subject to talk about, and it's a pretty neat event that's going to happen, and hopefully it's something that continues year after year. So, ladies, thanks again for coming in today.
Thank you so much, and thank you for your support.
Absolutely. All right. Coming up next, Steve Higgins, Larry Bruno Foundation. He's bringing the newly victorious coach, Jim Mooney from Beaver Falls, in here on Beaver County Radio. Noah Haswell will have news, and we'll also have Town Hall news first, and we'll get to it at 10 after the hour here on Beaver County Radio. Don't forget to tune in tonight, high school football, as the Elwood City Wolverines will be traveling to Oak Hill Field, taking on the New Brighton Lions. Airtime is 6:30. Mangino and Mike Azadian on the call. Tank Latham with the XP sideline reports. And the game will get underway at 7 o'clock. And then just after that, we will have the Falcones Moon Township Ford wrap-up show. It's scheduled till 11, but I know we've been going overtime because we get so many callers calling in. So stay tuned. More coming.
You're listening to 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas. In addition